Welcome again to the Slip Cordon. Today we'll be speaking about the Sunday games that took place. Uh, the results were quite one-sided in both the matches. We'll speak of the first game first. Bangalore versus Punjab. It was at the New Chandigarh. It was just 2 days back that they played each other. That looked like a completely different game. And the way the two teams played today, that was very different. We have our usual suspects. Not so usual Naman Shah and the usual Kushagra Aswani. Naman Shah, did you watch the game today?
First match,
Uh,
yeah, I watched the chase. Couldn't see the first part because I was asleep. But by Kohli, vintage Kohli, all the way.
it
That
was
was
definitely an under par score.
100%. But the way Kohli toyed with it, I'm sorry, it felt so much so like अगर यही फॉर्म में कंटिन्यूसली खेलता रहा तो मजा आएगा वाला सीन्स वेयर you know for a fact that Kohli was toying more with the score and Punjab's fielding than actually trying to chase the runs. He knew what he wanted to do. He knew how to pace the innings. Even towards the end, if you see, he was too busy trying to sledge Brar than actually score the winning runs. He was having fun, and that's the Kohli you want to see, where he knows he's content and he's having a lot of fun, and that's where prime Kohli comes out. So all in all, an amazing chase. Um, One thing I need to give props to is Patidar's bowling changes. The last 4 overs from Bhuvi and Hazelwood, crazy. Like 1/6 of those 4 overs and very tight lines. I don't imagine seeing Bhuvi was bowling tight lines in big 2024, honestly. 2025, honestly. It's been what, how many years since he's been out of the Indian setup? I quite literally felt कि खत्म. But बढ़िया किया यार.
Kushagra, coming to you, you tell me, was it bad batting by Punjab because the power play was decent, but in the middle phase they didn't really score runs. So what is exactly wrong with Punjab? Is
See,
there
the
a sign
top
of
four,
concern?
if I talk about the top four, they just threw their wickets away. There was intent, but they did not really take the calculated risks. They wanted to go for the big shots and they were trying to play the brand of cricket that SRH plays. And in that process, they could not get going. They didn't have any partnerships in the middle. Only positive for them was Josh Inglis, maybe, who scored runs at a good pace, but then also gave it away completely at the end. He was bowled over by Suyash Sharma. And शशांक सिंह थोड़ा स्ट्रगल किया बीच में 31 of 33 balls थोड़ा ज्यादा ही वो शेल में चला गया एंड दैट्स व्हाई आई थिंक दे कुड नॉट पोस्ट अ competitive total at the end. And we already knew after the halfway stage we knew कि आरसीबी के लिए cakewalk होने वाला है. And when you're chasing a total which is not even 160, and you have Chasemaster with you, so consider the game done and dusted then and there.
I thought that Surya Sharma bowled brilliantly. He got couple of wickets in that one over where he removed Striners. I thought that was the game-changing over where they crunched Punjab for runs. And as you rightly mentioned, if you're going to score 160, below 160, you need to have the right approach to bowl. They weren't that aggressive. They didn't get much wickets. And of course, Virat Kohli did what he had to do. Uh, RCB now move into the top four. Uh, I don't believe that's a concern for Punjab. You think that they will not be affected by this defeat?
See, the only concern for them right now is how their batting has been performing in the last 3 games. उसमें से लास्ट 3 गेम्स में से दो लोग जीते अपनी बॉलिंग की वजह से जीते. बट उसमें भी टोटल इतना अच्छा था नहीं उनका. If you see the game against KKR, 110 is not even a below par score. Like, how do you consider it a total in T20 these days? Second game against, I think, RCB, वो तो उन्होंने चेस किया, वो भी अच्छी बॉलिंग की वजह से चेस किया, उसमें भी वो लोग ने 4 विकेट गिरा दिए थे अपने. आज भी
Mhm.
वही हुआ, बट आज दे डिडंट हैव दैट फायर पावर इन देयर बॉलिंग मे बी दैट कुड हेल्प देम डिफेंड द टारगेट.
But Naman Shah, tell me one more thing. See, so the last game that played RCB, they chased some 96, 97, whatever the target was, but it was not clinical. It was Nehal Vadera who
It was
stepped up.
scrappy.
Yes. So my point being that that's a sign of concern for Punjab. going forward. If they have to qualify, they need the batsmen to step up and score big.
But that's always been Punjab, right? They've always relied on the brilliance of one batsman every match. Like if early on, it used to be the likes of Rahul, Agarwal, and all these people. बीच में मैक्सवेल था. अभी I think Shreyas Prab Arya in whatever in either games. Shashank keeps chipping in, the poor thing comes down solo. He barely has any balls to play. So yeah, I feel that the one thing I was seeing the match and somewhere a poll came that the best way to win, say IPL, would be a balanced team more than a strong captain or a great coach, and I think that stands true for Punjab here. They have an amazing captain in Shreyas, a great coach in the punter, but their batting unit does not seem to click together. It keeps clicking individually, where each one, like if you remember, we have those drop switches. If you click one switch, the others drop. That's the same thing that happens with Punjab batting order.
I just asked you, can you sum up the game for me about
Which
Mumbai
one?
Chennai?
If I have to sum up, I can just do this.
No, but in practicality, see, I just saw a post-match interview of MS. MS clearly said that they were below par
Hmm.
on this wicket. He did not blame Dew entirely for the failure. He gave props to the way Surya Kumar batted. But can you just sum up the game for me? What has gone in favor of Mumbai?
I think they bowled beautifully in the middle. जो मिडिल ओवर 7 to 15 वाला फेज था उन्होंने बहुत अच्छे से कंट्रोल किया एंड वो ऑड बाउंड्री आ नहीं रही थी हर ओवर में तो वहां पे उन्होंने गेम इतना कंटेन कर लिया इतने रन्स कंटेन कर लिए कि बाद में चेन्नई अगर 5 ओवर में 80 रन भी मारती that still would have been a chaseable score for Mumbai Indians in the end. So they gave themselves a winning chance there in the middle overs itself. And whatever total was posted by Chennai, I think even 200 would have been a below par score on the surface.
Honestly, to add to that, CSK batters just seemed really underconfident today. They went against no one but Ashwani, and Ashwani only bowled 2 overs, so they were basically at sea on who to go against. Like it felt good. It felt like this was a good change brought in by MI. Second, I don't understand. The Rohit Sharma, who does not seem to care about the IPL, suddenly came to power against the one team he hates. Like it's very clear he has some bone to pick with CSK because this is the only team he's performed against. Even last year, man had one of the worst seasons possible, hit a century against CSK. This season, hit the winning runs against CSK. Not the winning, but was part of the winning runs against CSK.
Correct.
So my question is, bro, what's your problem with them? Like, what have they
No,
done
no,
to you except
I'll
say
tell
win
you.
equal amount of titles?
I think credit has to go to Chennai. They bring out of form players in form. I'll give you examples to prove my point. It is Nitish Rana, number one, and the
Mhm.
worst batsman in the tournament, that is Liam Livingston. Even he scored runs against Chennai. So I believe that
See,
Chennai
that
is
is just
getting,
CSK this year, right?
yeah,
This year CSK is basically your how do I explain it? Your out of form to inform yojana, that Pradhan Mantri ka inform yojana, where Thala has decided that in his farewell years he's going to bring back all the old players back in form. Now this time for other teams. Early on it used to be for his own team with Faf, with Watson, all these people. Now he's like, now it's the time for other teams. I'm going to improve every old player in the league.
both of you were speaking about intent and approach. One silver lining for me for Chennai was Ayush Mhatre. The way he played, he looked so confident. For a 17-year-old, I was really impressed with the way he batted. He scored about 35 runs at a strike rate of almost 180, and the shots that he played were very beautiful. I think there's quite some potential in him to be a number three player for Chennai. A word on him, Kushagra, if you can tell me about him.
So yeah, I mean, we have been seeing this week that the youngsters are coming into their own and they're, fearless in their approach. And today we saw the same in Ayush Mhatre, a 17-year-old kid coming out there against Chennai's bowlers, against MI's bowlers, sorry, and performing like that. It's absolutely brilliant to see him bat in that fashion and giving that much needed boost in the power play to Chennai. So good to see him bat like that.
Namansha, you were impressed with the innings. What did you make of the kid?
Ayush Mhatre, you've seen him in the Ranji, right? He's Mumbai's top scorer for the Ranji as well. At the age of
Correct.
17, he's one swashbuckling batsman. Like I remember getting to know about Mhatre because Rohit Sharma replaced him for the one Ranji match he played. So then I just dug deep, read about him. He's got great figures in the Ranji. He's a proper, say, versatile batsman, and he's got a great future ahead of
But
him.
tell me about Surya's batting. It was so beautiful to watch.
अभी उसने भी फॉर्म पकड़ लिया है। और इसके पहले वाले गेम्स में भी हमने देखा कि वो थोड़े थोड़े रन्स बना रहा था, बट वो रिदम नहीं लग रही थी उसकी जो पुराना सूर्य हम लोग देखते आ रहे हैं। उस लेवल का उसने बैटिंग नहीं की थी, बट आज आई थिंक उसने वो,
Vintage Surya.
हाँ, उसने वो रिदम पकड़ ली और अब इट्स गोइंग टू बी वेरी हार्ड टू स्टॉप दिस मैन।
He's in the top five run
Honestly,
getters.
हाँ, ऑनेस्टली आई डोंट फील सो बिकॉज सूर्या स्टार्टिंग के कुछ मैचेस में भी ठीक से खेल रहा था बट उसको कोई सपोर्ट नहीं मिल रहा था।
Correct.
बीच में ऑफ कोर्स लाइक वन ऑड मैच ही डिडंट प्ले वेल बट ही वाज लाइक 35-40 ऑड, वो 11 बॉल 12 बॉल में मार रहा था अच्छा खासा। बट साथ में कोई खड़ा नहीं रह रहा था तो वो भी रैश शॉट खेल के आउट हो जाता था। तो हिम एंड तिलक हैड दैट प्रॉब्लम एट द स्टार्ट बट नाउ विथ रिकल्टन कमिंग टू फॉर्म, जैक्स बीच बीच में एक आध दो रन मार लेता है। रोहित सडनली अपना वो वर्ल्ड कप वाला फॉर्म लेके आया कि जहाँ में 11 बॉल खेलेगा 11 बॉल मारेगा आउट हो जाएगा। तो somewhere or the other that's why I think it's clicking for Surya, maybe I'm not sure, but he's honestly वो मुंबई वाला ब्लू एंड गोल्ड पहनता है तो उसको कुछ तो हो जाता है।
No, no, excellent performance from him today. It was very clinical. Khalil Ahmed almost got Rickleton out. They did not review that, but it wouldn't have made much of a difference. I still think that Chennai in the power play are very weak. If you remove Khalil Ahmed, even he went for runs today, but he is not getting that partnership in the bowling department. That is where you need to make an impact if you are going to defend a target which is
But
almost below par.
Rehan, I have to ask you one question. What are the positives that you take from this game for Chennai Super Kings apart from Ayush Matre's debut?
No, there were no positives.
Of course, there
There
were.
were no positives. No, no, I what was the positive? Please, if you can highlight.
Shivam Dube coming back to form.
No, but see, it's not 2019, it's not 2018, it's 2025. That innings would have been good if you were playing in 2019. It was really poor to see him and Jadeja score with that strike rate. You know, at this day and age, you need to be at least in 160, 180 range in terms of strike rate. That is where the difference was. If you see, even if they would have lost by scoring 200 runs, we wouldn't be really having that deep of a conversation, and we would have praised, the approach by CSK. But it wasn't much of a batting contest. Mumbai completely dominated.
All right, that makes sense. So I think it's time we move on to the next game, which is between Kolkata Knight Riders and
Gujarat.
Gujarat Titans. Ah,
Right. We were just discussing before the shoot of the video that Gujarat have been punching above their weight. Like some or the other player has stepped up for them in bowling or batting, and they have looked like a completely well-rounded unit. In the last game, Josh Butler played brilliantly, and Sai Sudarshan, as you know, has been going through a golden touch. And in bowling, Prasidh Krishna has been top class, supported by Siraj. So they don't have any worrying signs as such. It is just that they need to seal the top two spot if they really want to go on to win the tournament.
coming to you, Naman Shah, KKR's form has been a bit hot and cold this season. Whereas on the other hand, if you look at Gujarat Titans, they've been very consistent. Uh, they've topped the table, and KKR are now sitting at position number 7. So, what do you think will KKR's approach be in this game now that they're facing the table toppers again in this tournament?
I think first they need to shuffle their batting order a bit. Considering see Narayan's good, Rane is good, Ankrish is good, and Venki is good. Post that you bring in Russell, then Rinko, then Raman, which makes it a problem because Russell's been misfiring and he wastes a lot of balls. So somewhere or the other, if you want to go big, you maybe push Rinko and Raman up and bring Russell later on. He could bring in the fireworks, he could not. But it's better to not waste those many overs with him trying to get into a touch which he's not in right now. Further, I feel that KKR's main problem is that apart from this spin duo Harshit Rana, their pace attack is more economical than wicket taking, if I could put it that way, where Spencer Johnson does not chip in with as many wickets. So, although yes, a good over with a few dot balls is great, but a wicket taking over is much better. So at that moment, I feel that they somewhere or the other could do better with in that case, especially when they have I think Norkia in their ranks. So it's all about say execution. Honestly, considering their team balance looks really good, I don't think they have a replacement for Russell yet. Roman Powell isn't there yet in his persona or his playstyle. So it's better to keep him for now, but in the long term, yes, they'll have to look for a replacement, and that's pretty much it. With Gujarat, I used to have concerns with anyone apart from the top three firing, but now with Sharfin Rutherford doing his thing, I think they're safe. They're safe there because they then have the cushion of Tewatia, Shahrukh, and I forgot the third person. So they're doing well there. Their bowling's also quite there and thereabouts. Rashid is a bit cold right now, but he's a smart person, and I think he'll do fine.
Rehan, do you think there are any concerns for Gujarat Titans despite topping the table?
The form of Rashid, as Naman Shah rightly mentioned, uh, that could be a little cause of concern for them going in the tournament. And just that if you get the top three out early, although Shafin Rutherford is batting very well, if the lower middle order gets to come in early in between the 10th over, that is where they could face a little bit of a challenge. But apart from that, I think they have been the best team so far in the tournament.
All right, so we'll move on to the players to watch out for. Rehan, who do you think will have a good game tomorrow?
Hey, tomorrow I really hope Shubman Gill performs. I've been
Mhm.
saying his name in all the Gujarat matches, but he's really not scored runs. I'm waiting for him to be amongst the runs. And if I go to Kolkata, I really would like to see Russell bat and be amongst the runs.
Naman Shah.
Profane Rutherford for me, and with KKR, Ankrish always. I've backed that kid a lot.
I would pick Josh Butler from Gujarat Titans because I believe he has scored two IPL centuries against Kolkata at this very venue
Kolkata,
in
correct.
Mhm.
Kolkata. And from KKR, I would pick Venkatesh Iyer too. After that one innings against किसके अगेंस्ट उसने 60-70 कुछ रन मारे थे उसके बाद से
SRH.
उसका फॉर्म थोड़ा हॉट एंड कोल्ड रहा है मतलब he has
Hmm.
not looked the part so I would want him to do well tomorrow. All right, so which team are you guys backing?
Gujarat.
गुजरात
Then मैं KKR.
गुजरात
I would pick
कर
KKR.
लो यार मतलब बेचारे केकेआर को बैकिंग की जरूरत है आई एम जस्ट प्लेइंग फेवरेट्स हियर
All right, so that's it for this video, guys. We'll be back with another video. Until then, keep
लाइक
watching our
शेयर
videos.
सब्सक्राइब प्लीज
Please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Signing off, the Slip Cordon.